The crazy one out of Muskegon, Jermaine Bolton Jr. shot his dad and his dad's girlfriend, took his car, going the wrong way down the highway, shooting at cops, which they did not return fire. I don't know why. And luckily they didn't, because after they had crashed into him to take him out, it just says a woman who is developmentally disabled was in the back seat and they helped her to safety, which, I mean, obviously if they started shooting, who knows what could have happened.
Leading to a police chase in Kent County. The suspect opening fire on responding deputies before being taken into custody. News 8's Leon Hendricks is live in Muskegon Heights now with everything that we know tonight. Leon, what can you tell us?
I'm Brian. Good evening to you. Lots of moving parts here. I want to start with what's most important. None of the officers involved were injured, even though they did take fire as the suspect tried to flee justice. We do know that the suspect is in custody now in the Muskegon County Jail pending charges. But in the original double shooting that started all this, a woman was shot and killed. Her boyfriend injured. We're told that that boyfriend is indeed the suspect's father. To walk you through what happened, I have some images here that witnesses provided for us. The first image shows that the father and son there were arguing. This is actually a still frame from video where we can see the suspect waving a gun at that scene. The second image that we'll show you shows the suspect vehicle that we could see taking off from that scene. It was but an hour ago that investigators left the location where this took place on McAlrath Street near Hackley Street there in Muskegon Heights. They were on scene collecting evidence, trying to piece together this case. It all started at around 6 o'clock this evening when they were called to that scene because of those shots being fired. And again, those two victims there, one at last check was in critical condition, the other, a woman, shot and killed on as a result of what her injuries from that scene. An hour later, this whole situation picked up intensity in northern Kent County. A deputy, not knowing he was dealing with a homicide suspect, spotted a vehicle traveling the wrong way on the wrong side of M37. He pulled that vehicle over as the deputy approached. The Kent County Sheriff tells us that the suspect pointed a gun and fired a shot at that deputy. The deputy retreated. A high-speed chase ensued. Other officers from other jurisdictions got involved. We're told more shots were fired, and a Walker police cruiser was actually hit by gunfire, but again, no officers were injured there. The suspect continued on to I-96, going the wrong way on the highway. That prompted officers to crash into that suspect vehicle intentionally. This is on the westbound lanes of 96 near Alpine, and that is when they were able to ram that suspect off the road and take that suspect into custody. We're told the suspect was not hurt and immediately transferred here to Muskegon County. Well, a short time ago, we were able to speak with one of the witnesses who saw what happened in the neighborhood here in Muskegon Heights. A terrifying ordeal for those who witnessed what was happening. Listen.
His son came out and they had some words, and the son shot the dad. I believe it's his dad, that's what they say.
Right outside? Right outside.
And then he shot his dad's wife multiple times. And he pushed her out the car and he took off in the car. He pushed them both out the car and he took off in the vehicle. It's very disturbing because we're a close-knit neighborhood, and we look out for one another, and nothing like this has ever happened. It's usually really quiet. But the guy came out the house. I did see him come out the house. He didn't seem like he was in his right state of mind. He came out of the house shooting.
Now, the Kent County Sheriff was on scene there on the highway, monitoring the investigation. She talked about this being such a close call for the officers who were involved in pursuing this suspect.
We're very, very lucky in all accounts. Obviously, it's a very dangerous circumstance, right from the driving to the shots being fired. The suspect definitely need to be brought into custody tonight. I'm very proud of the officers involved, both from the Walker Police Department but also from the Sheriff's Office, that they were able to maintain control and bring it to an end without anybody getting hurt.
Now, that prompted I-96 to be shut down there in those westbound lanes as officers investigated, caused quite a traffic mess in that area as they dealt with that situation. So multiple investigations underway. We know that the state police, the Walker PD, as well as the Kent County Sheriff's Department were involved in what happened there in Kent County. Muskegon Heights PD handling the investigation here. So lots of moving parts to this situation. All of this being looked at as part of an ongoing investigation into exactly what happened here and why. A number of the neighbors tell us that they believe that this suspect was out of sorts, perhaps on some sort of drugs or intoxication of some sort. That's likely part of the investigation that's continuing now, and we'll be following up. He could be charged as soon as tomorrow. Right now, we're live in Muskegon Heights. Leon Hendricks, News 8.
Bro, and I promise you that shit, bro. That's what you gonna do.
All right,
you gonna that's what you do, bro.
So you gotta let the judge finish, Mr. Bolton, okay?
That, bro. I'm not having that shit because I know I ain't do shit.
Since his arrest, Bolton was evaluated by staff at the Michigan Forensic Center. The center's report now back, informing the defense attorney, prosecutor, and judge Bolton at this time not competent to stand trial as a result of his mental condition.
He cannot at this point understand the nature of the proceedings against him, and/or he is not able to assist in his own defense.
Chief trial attorney for the Muskegon County Prosecutor's Office, Matt Roberts, says that could change.
The Forensic Center is of the opinion that with treatment, that Mr. Bolton's condition would respond to treatment and medication, and for that reason they are requesting that he receive treatment through the Forensic Center.
And that treatment will be evaluated over the next 15 months. The case will be in front of the judge for review next in April. In Muskegon County, John Mills, 13 on your side.
So it's the middle of April now, and I've yet to find a court date for him, but I will keep checking.